Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. So today I'm going to review for you the Art from Olive Undated Planner. Now I will begin with a quick unboxing and flip through before I go into what I think regarding this launch during which this planner was released, whether it will be a repurchase for me, and of course I would love to hear from you your thoughts, whether you have already discovered this planner and what opinions have you made on it. Obviously keep in mind that this is sort of a first impressions video as well, because I have not used this planner and this is completely new. I will try to give an updated review maybe at the end of next year once I actually use this planner. So let us begin. Of course I have already opened it, I'm just doing it all over again so that you get an idea of how this planner is packed and sent. Now Art from Olive books, planners as well as notebooks tend to come in boxes, which I feel is a waste of money because they take a lot of money for the notebooks, which I feel could be saved if they just avoid these boxes. Now are they beautiful boxes? Yes. In fact, this is even more better than their usual boxes, which tend to be of this design. Of course they have various designs on the boxes depending on the release. I love this design that they have given for the box. It would make a great gift, but as of otherwise I think these boxes are not worth the money. In addition to the fact that since I buy on international shipping, by the time it gets to me almost all the boxes tend to be damaged. So you cannot see much on here since it is a dark cover, of course, but the box is damaged, especially this part is completely torn, and there is also damage on the lower side. Nevertheless, let's go to the actual planner and discuss about that. I will try to put up some additional details either on the screen or in the description, so please refer to that as well for any other information that I may not have spoken about. Now this is how they generally pack their planners, as you know. Now the one that I have chosen is a letter size. However, this planner, the undated version, is available in two sizes, that is letter size or A4, and of course the regular A5 size. So an A5 would be something like this. So you can see the huge difference in size of how it would look. So if you do not want such a large one, you can obviously go for the A5 size. This is not a planner, it is just a notebook from them, a black notebook. Now let us go into the actual planner. So there are two designs that they have come out with. One is this brown design. I will put up the prices and the actual names on the screen. The other one is a black. This is the one that I chose, and as you can see they always tend to have this band to close the book, as well as the pen loop which is offered. This is a vegan leather cover and a hardbound. Just to be clear, it is not flexible in any manner, so just keep that in mind. The design is not there at the back. The design that you can see here is only there on the front of the cover. Once you go in, you can see that on the left hand side they have given this sort of gold design. Since I'm not a fan of gold, I don't really appreciate this. Since I plan to use this planner for work, I would have preferred that this is not there, but then since I don't come often to this page, I guess it is fine. Of course here you can write your name. Then you have sort of this index spread, which since it is on the first page, it doesn't really lie flat. However, you have 6 months on each page. Then we come to the dot grid pages that you can see over here. So there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 6 of them. There are very few notes pages as such, so whatever you find here, that's about it. So 6 in the beginning of the planner. Then we come to the actual monthly spreads. There are exactly 12 undated monthly spreads in this planner. So this is how the monthly would look like, as you can see over here. It more or less lies flat, as you can see, since it's a new planner. Yes, it is just lifting a bit, which is not a huge issue, but it lies flat. So this is the monthly. You can number them in these boxes given here. Of course you have place for the days, notes here as well as on the right hand side, and you can write the month or use stickers on the top or anywhere else that you need, because there is a lot of space for that. Of course this is the large size, so there is a lot of space for all of it. I tend to love a lot of blank space when it comes to my work planners, so this is something that I appreciate a lot. Now this is their monthly. Let us go ahead. the weekly spread. Now the weekly is fairly simple. You have Monday to Friday in vertical form, and then of course you have Saturday and Sunday in horizontal, and there is a note section over here. This is not how I plan to use it. I will be modifying it later on, but let us not go into that now. Now there are 5 weekly spreads offered for every monthly, so there will be some extra boxes obviously depending on the month that you are using it on. And this is what you have for the entire planner. There is not much to it other than that. After the weekly, however, you have a 2-page dot grid spread. Now this is obviously always left open to the user. You can either consider it as after the monthly, or you can use the one that is there before the monthly as part of that month. So I feel that is your choice. So before it goes into the next month, there is always a 2-page spread. So you can either use it as part of the second month or use it part of the first month. I think that is up to you totally, because it just continues later on. As always, they have provided bookmarks. They tend to give 2 bookmarks. So you have the usual Archer and Olive bookmark in this sort of format. Then let's come to the back of the planner. There is nothing much to the back of the planner, just to be clear. Okay, because as I said earlier, they have not really given much attention to notes pages. So yes, see, this is the last weekly, and you can see the 2-page dot grid spread, and that's it. You have a dot grid spread over here, and this sort of blank section. You don't really have any notes pages if that is something that you are interested in. As always, there is a pocket at the back of the Archer and Olive books, and then we are done with the planner, and that's about it. Okay, so now that was the flip through. If I missed out on something, feel free to ask and I will come back to you on that. Now let's talk about the launch of this line. They have launched a line called the professional line, which I'm kind of confused about, because when you go to their website, you can see that the undated planners are given, the 2 undated planner options that are there, and below that you have a section called the professional line, in which you have notebooks which are obviously for bullet journaling and such. Now, even though they have separated it like that, the planners are not shown under the professional line. The covers are very similar to each other. Okay, there is not a huge difference, so I do not know why the planners are not exactly put under the professional line. But at the same time, I am glad it is not there, because frankly, when I think about the word professional, this is not the design that I'm thinking of. Okay, see, the colors are beautiful. I think the colors are fine. However, I feel that the floral design that they have used in many of these covers, they are not what I would imagine when I would think of a professional line. Okay, so I do not know how much of this marketing is actually correct, because if they were aiming at selling this to people who are, who want a planner that is completely simple, sleek looking, sophisticated, professional looking, I don't think this is what they are looking for. Maybe it is just my opinion. I would love to hear yours on this. If there are people who are working in places which do not have much creativity there and who tend to use planners that are completely professional, is this what you are looking for? Now in my case, frankly, I have the freedom to use planners which are colorful. I have the freedom to do that, but that is not my personal choice. My preference tends to be more simpler designs and such. Does this work for me? Yes, I really like this design for me, because I am not looking for a completely professional planner. I would like some sort of design on my planner with neutral colors. That is what I tend to go for. So this is something that I actually like. However, I don't think this is what everyone would like if you are targeting that sort of audience with the professional line in mind. Now, I feel that in terms of that, this is a failure. This launch is a failure, because even Erin Condren, for that matter, has a line called the focus line, which I believe have some designs which I would still refer to as professional compared to this, because floral is not something that I would ever associate with professional, so I just can't make that connection. Nevertheless, something to point out is the fact that I love the design of this cover because it works for me. For me, it is a beautiful feminine floral and I love it. Now, going on to whether I will repurchase this planner or not just because I said I love it. Frankly, no. The only reason I bought it even now is because I tend to have a lot of luck when it comes to giveaways and such. This was not exactly part of a giveaway, but during the launch, the owner, she held sort of trivia, and I just happened to be lucky enough to guess the correct answer. I did not even know the actual answer. And I won a code from their site. So during which I kept the code later, and during the sale that was there recently, I ordered this planner and this notebook that I just showed, and one more dated planner which I will release a video soon. So this was on full price. There was no discount on this since it was a new launch. While the notebook and the other planner that I ordered, I got it for about $10 or $11, and this was on full price. Now let's come to the price. You might have already seen the price earlier, but I just would like to mention the price. For the letter size, it is 49, which I find is extremely expensive. I like this planner, but I don't think this is worth it. Now see, this is basically this is almost the same size as my current work planner, which is the Erin Condren focused planner, and I get the Erin Condren during sale time for about less than $20. It tends to be around 15, okay, if I go for a sale time. Now if it is not a sale and I go for the full price, it is still just $35 for the Erin Condren planner, which also has other pages like checklist pages inside. Considering that this has next to no note pages or memo pages inside, I feel that this is extremely expensive. I do understand where the price comes from. Obviously the page is thicker, the material used is different, and of course the box that it is provided in, but some of it is just pointless expense that they could have avoided. So will I repurchase it? No, not really, because I feel it is really expensive for a work planner. This was just a one-time try for me, for the channel, as well as simply because, as I told you, I had got the code, so I might as well use it. Now coming back to their professional line a little bit, if you have seen the designs on it, not from that point of view, but just as a general buyer from them, I like the gray color that they have, the cover that they have chosen for it, but truth be told, the only design that they have is the black plaid notebook, which I feel suits the title professional. That is the only cover which I feel comes as close to the term professional compared to the other designs that they have on offer. Obviously, I think that some people will buy this if they have a preference for this sort of floral design. But if they are targeting, men or people who prefer notebooks or books with covers that are extremely streamlined and simple and completely sophisticated and professional, I don't think this is what they are looking for. Now coming into other reasons why I will not buy this planner. I have always talked about international shipping on my channel. This is not a rant, but I would just like to point out for those people who are buying internationally that it is just not worth the expense. Despite the code that I got, I just wanted to mention something. I was trying out something on their site. I was simply adding the planners and checking the shipping price. Their shipping price changes as per the number of books that you're adding or number of products that you're adding. So it is not a fixed shipping price of maybe $20 or $30. It keeps on changing. So now, for example, for these 3 books that I ordered, the shipping was around 100 and above. Okay, it was $100 and above, which is more than the actual order, considering the other books were only $10 each. And yes, this was the most expensive book in it. It was just not worth it. Obviously I had a discount code, so I could manage, but I would not really recommend it as of otherwise. Spending $100 for shipping is a complete loss. And the biggest joke was that when the shipping came in, I noticed something, that they are not even sending it all together. Generally for international shipping, even if the shipping is delayed, what people tend to do is that they ship all the products together instead of sending it separately, considering you are trying to save on the expenses. In this case, what has happened is this planner and the notebook I showed earlier came in together. However, the third book has not been shipped yet. No, they have shipped it. It has not reached me yet, and I questioned them on why it was sent separately, and they just gave me some excuse on it that it is in a different warehouse. I don't understand how this is possible that they just could not send it together. Maybe it could have been a lesser shipping price if that was the case. I just don't feel this is worth it. Now, when it comes to EC for that matter, what happens is that despite being such a large company, they tend to ship all of it together. I don't know why Arthur and Olive is doing this and why there are such high prices on shipping. I understand the fact that we are paying duty on the site, which I am grateful for. However, not counting the duty, the shipping price that they have shown, the charges that they have shown are extreme, are just extreme. So frankly, I would never recommend buying from them just because of the shipping price that they're offering international buyers. Now, coming to the actual notebook, is it worth it? Yes and no, because I feel that this is something extremely heavy considering the weight or the thickness of the paper that is used, and being extremely heavy, this is not something people would like to carry around when it comes to work. Your work planner is something you carry around on a daily basis. Unless you plan to leave it on your desk in the office, this is not something you want to carry around. I have a habit of carrying huge books around, so this is not an extremely big issue for me. But at the same time, despite using the Erin Condren, I feel that this is way too heavy, because I don't know how I will end up actually using this because of the weight of it. Maybe an A5 would be obviously a lot more easier, but even that will be heavier because of the thickness of the page. In comparison, I feel that the Erin Condren was a much better choice, but in my previous videos you might have noticed